So, what does a modern Harley Davidson rider look like? Catch you inside.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. Hope you're enjoying the channel and the series of videos. Please like, share, subscribe, leave those comments below and check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. So, in this video, I'm talking about the appearance of Harley Davidson riders, the modern rider. What do they look like? Now, you may think this is a bit of a funny topic for a video, but I get asked this quite a lot, actually, from non-Harley riders, would you believe? And there is a perception that Harley riders, in the main part, dress in a certain way. They might be covered in, head to toe in Harley Davidson merchandise. They might be wearing leather chaps, all that kind of stuff. And I think the answer is, well, that's none of the above. It really depends, the age, the style of the certain individuals. But also, I suppose, it depends on the environment in which you're riding and what the local sort of culture is. Times are changing, absolutely. People over the last sort of 10, sort of 15 years, 20 years have tried to have this appearance change. They've adopted the whole merchandise look. That's kind of been on the wane. A lot of people have tried to adopt this kind of biker club or bike club, motorcycle club look to a certain degree. That really hasn't worked out, and it really shouldn't, really, because if you're not in a motorcycle club, you shouldn't be dressing as if you are. That's not to say that anybody does, but there has been a lot of influence from TV shows, from movies in recent years as well. How people are dressing and what the perception is of Harley riders as well. There's no doubt that from non-Harley riders, many people would say that a Harley rider is going to be middle-aged or old guys predominantly who are just past it and they just want to, tootle off on their bikes, and just cruise down the road. And I think that is also changing as well. Lots of different people are riding motorcycles in general, but also Harley Davidsons. And probably the biggest demographic that is changing is women. That's the fastest growing sector amongst Harley riders, not only in the United States, but all over the world. So what does a modern rider look like? Well, they could look like you or I. They could dress like country gents. They can have the bad boy image, or they could just dress normally. I mean, it really depends. I don't think there is a particular style anymore. Many years ago, perhaps there was a certain stereotype, there was a certain appearance that people might naturally aspire to, whether it's wearing leather trousers or leather chaps, all that kind of stuff. But I just don't think that occurs now. Many people are not wearing leathers at all, actually. They're wearing textiles in preference over the leathers. It depends where you are in the world, if you have to wear a helmet, for example, what kind of helmet you're wearing. Many years ago on harness, it was all open face helmets. Now a lot of full face helmets. So people are wearing full face helmets because they prefer them, they like them, and they like the style of them as well. That sort of club bike, that club style, really embraces the helmet, the full face helmet as well. So that has changed. It isn't all about leather, jeans and boots anymore. It isn't all about being dirty and, get your hands in on a motor and trying to fix it all up. And then you just wipe yourself off and then off you go. That greasy biker look has changed. Certainly in the environment that I operate in, it's not like that anymore. In fact, many people, you could say, not only of Harley riders, but in terms of all motorcyclists, and even car drivers, let's say, they wouldn't know the first thing about mechanics and maintenance and so on and so forth. Because most our bikes and cars are all electronic these days, and most people wouldn't have a clue what to do, so they just take it to the dealership or take it to a friendly mechanic who do all the work to them. If the bike breaks down on the side of the road, very few people will break out the wrenches and start trying to fix it. They just call the local recovery service and get the bike towed to a dealership and get it fixed there. The times have changed. People dress less in a utility way to be able to fix things and just get themselves dirty. They're more dressing for the lifestyle, more dressing for the social occasion, the social ride. And I think that's where you could say that Harley riders have changed over the years. But not just Harley riders, this is all riders. It has become more and more of a lifestyle thing and more of a weekend type pastime, if you like, rather than this is your only mode of transport. That's not to say for everybody, of course. A lot of people use bikes as a daily rider. A lot of people use them as their only mode of transport, of course. But what I'm saying is that it has expanded. A lot more people are riding bikes of all ages in the Harley sector, that is. They have been over the years attracting some younger people, and they're attracting them to the smaller models, maybe on the Sportsters, maybe into the 500 and the 750 street bikes as well. If you notice, a lot of programs, a lot of TV programs over the last sort of 5-10 years have really had a lot of Harley Davidson product placements. If you haven't noticed that, then that's possibly my fault in many ways, because I'm one of these observers of modern pop culture. And Harley Davidson have had a lot of product placement, especially Sportsters, in television programs, especially when there is a lead female role who rides a motorcycle. It usually be a Sportster, so there have been a lot in there. It has retained its image. There is a lot of imagery that is still left over, but the styles are changing. But let me know what you think in your area. Let me know where people are riding and how they're dressing. Are they still dressing in how they would have done many years ago? Are they still really into the Harley Davidson merchandise and the logos and being proud to wear Harley? I would say no, not as much as people once were. I think people are moving on from that. Possibly could be a price thing. Possibly people aren't really interested in buying as much Harley Davidson merchandise. Maybe they're looking at other products. There has been a growing movement of groups and motorcycling organisations, let's say, to start producing their own merchandise. Indeed, many YouTubers have their own merchandise which they sell as well. So this is another level of competition for Harley Davidson in terms of merchandise that they probably never even factored for 10-15 years ago. Times are changing, people are changing, their styles are changing, new riders are coming to the Harley Davidson mold, younger riders are coming to the Harley Davidson fold, and perhaps that's why the styles are changing. People's perceptions may still be stuck in the past a little bit, but perhaps within time they will also see that actually there are so many styles out there, so many different subcultures within the Harley Davidson subculture, if you like. So there's lots of variety, I would still say, out there. Anyway, but let me know where you're riding. Let me know what the general appearance of a Harley Davidson rider is. Has it changed? Has that changed at the dealership level? Have local dealerships, have they struggled in many ways to sell their merchandise over the last few years? But let me know. Leave your comments below and check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. Well, coming very, very soon. Ta-da now.
RevelatorAlf.